G'day everyone and welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. Today I'm going to talk about water and modelling water. Always a tricky thing to model and to get right. PVA and paper towel method of modelling water. This is a technique that I have used for many years, and it's come about from working in my upholstery business, repairing wooden chairs, that sort of thing, tables. I used a lot of PVA glue, and I've used to use paper towels to mop up any excess and that sort of stuff, and realised that the paper towels would dry quite hard. Paper towel and PVA glue is a great medium and can be used for all sorts of things. A couple of examples: a tent, simulating canvas or covers, that sort of thing. Here I've made tarpaulins, so it's a very versatile product to use. So my 90-mile beach display that I've recently completed was a perfect opportunity to build a beach scene in front of the circus, the playground and the pond. Because this is going to be a display layout and I'm carting it around in my car and we're lifting it and moving it, I've used the acoustic soundboard. It's light, easy to work with. I decided I'd like to run some vehicles along the beach. So I decided I want to use the Fella car system. Now that normally runs with a very thin wire embedded in the road. So rather than just the magnet on the vehicle itself trying to find the wire, I figured I would use this magnetic strip that you use to do fly screens at home. And that's a very broad strip for one, and it's magnetic as well. So the car's little front magnet would have no trouble at all finding it through various thicknesses of sand and texture or whatever I might put underneath it. So here's some of the magnetic stripping glued into place, and then a bit of the road work put into place there on the beach. So with this clay, of course, a great medium to work with, easy to work with. You just, if it's drying out a little bit, add a little bit more water, smooth it around. You can use your hand, you can use tools, you can do whatever you like with it. It's an awesome medium to use. So once I was happy with the beach, it was time to do the sand dunes, and heaps of different mediums I could have used for this, but on hand I was sculptor mold. Now, as the acoustic board is quite fibrous and most things will stick to it quite well, with the sculptor mold, just to add a little bit more binding, I'll just put some screws into the fiber board. They'll give it a good anchor, so you'll have no risk of the sculptor mold moving or delaminating off the acoustic board. Right, my technique here for the water is a 50-50 PVA water mix. I have quite a large tray that I pour the PVA glue into, as you can see here. Make sure they've absorbed as much of the PVA glue as possible. Then lift them up, let them drain as much as possible, just to let the excess off, and then laying them down on top of each other. Once I have 5 or 6 layers of paper towels, I then get to it with a stiff brush. This particular brush is a smaller one that I then cut the bristles off halfway up, so it just makes it a little bit stiffer, so you can use it to manipulate terrain and scenery. I stipple it quite firmly for a number of reasons. This helps get the air out from between the layers, and it also beats out the embossing that's normally on paper towels. So you basically want it to leave it as long as possible, the paper towels sitting on top of each other. You want them to become almost back to a paper pulp. If you're building a small waterway, then ripple the waves and manipulate to suit your needs. Obviously with an ocean, you want rolling waves and a lot of height. Layer up your paper towels as much as you like and then stipple them to create the shape of the wave. Always going back to your photographs, whatever photos you're using for reference, make sure that you're getting the look that you're after. But once it's all dry, we're ready for paint. Now we can't really go ahead and paint the blue until we've got the sand painted. So I went ahead and painted the sand dunes and the sand, bringing that colour right down into the shallower waves where they're lapping up on the shore, because obviously you want a bit of that sand colour to come through the blue of the water as well. Unfortunately, I didn't get any video of me actually painting the beach. So here's a quick little video of me just painting some backdrops, doing my blending, starting with the stronger colours wherever you want them, the lighter colours after that, and just literally blending them back and forth, up and down through the colours, so that you get a very natural blend right through. Once the sand was done, I was happy with that. I let that dry for a couple of days and then hit back with the water and the blue. Very organic way of blending. I just went through a number of colours, got the look that I was after. If I needed a bit more blue or a bit more green or whatever it is I was trying to achieve, I just went ahead and add a little bit more, blended around. Once I was happy with the colour of the water, it was then time to add some white caps. Done with a bit of white paint, wiping almost like a dry brush effect over the caps. So any of the raised areas, you're just feathering the brush over the top of it, just to create the illusion of foam. Now, a tip here, you can see the join in the two boards of the ocean, because obviously I've got to pack it all up to get into my car, so I had to join it. Put the boards together as they were going to be displayed, laid all the paper towels down, did all my painting and everything, and then I sliced through it with a very sharp blade. That way you get the waves joined exactly. I do my white capping in layers. I let the white dry, go over the top of it, maybe 2 or 3 times to get the really bright white foam that I'm looking for. I like to add a little bit more to the froth once the white is dried by mixing a little bit of the clear varnish that I will top over everything with shop bought snow. Once it's thoroughly mixed, I lay that down onto the job and then just layer it in with my fingers to create the crests of the waves where the wind's blowing it back and creating that real foam white cap effect. Right, so there you go guys, that's the finished look. After obviously adding details like seaweed washing up on the beach or some rocks or driftwood. I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. And as always, I'd love to hear any comments you've got. Just drop me a line below. All right, that's it for now. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye.